Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Vapa here. So today I'm in the studio with Elizabeth,
Yes.
and I want her to introduce herself.
Okay, thank you so much, Vapa the girl. I've been meaning, I actually do watch your content, and I just see you on the YouTube channel, like on our content creator YouTube channel, but I've never really met you in person. So it's really great meeting you in person. So my name is Elizabeth. I'm a content creator, so I do podcasting. I have a channel called Rise and Impact Podcast. And then I also host the Africa Speaks on Hennok TV, where we're just as well telling African stories and all that. So yeah, and I also do have my own personal YouTube channel, but I haven't been posting for a long time. But yeah.
Yes. So guys, you have heard from her. I invited her here today because she's doing amazing on her content, like on her YouTube channel, and especially for those ones that want to be doing sit down podcast, this is the right video for you to watch. Today, I want us to discuss this method kit for podcast. She's currently attending training on podcast. Can you maybe just elaborate more on that?
Yeah. So I'm actually attending a boot camp, a podcast boot camp that is actually organized by, which is fully funded, and it's organized by Namibia Media Trust. So it was a call actually. It's an African, I think, a Southern African region call, whereby they were just calling African podcasters and content creators or people that are actually interested in podcasting to actually just come and join to go through this boot camp. So it's 13 of us. There are Namibians, there are people from Eswatini, there are people from Malawi that are attending the boot camp. And it was apparently 260 something applications that they received, but they only had to choose like 13 people, like 13 applicants, successful applicants that actually so today was actually our first day. So yeah, and I really feel honored to actually be part of the thing. So yeah.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that you are one of the best 13 applicants out of the 200.
Yeah, apparently I actually like feel, because I didn't know how big this was, but I saw like it's a platform that we needed as content creators in Namibia, because we need that platform that actually just teaches these important skills, important podcasting skills, and just learn from the experts and all that. So apparently I did myself with the application. So I'm part of the 13 people that actually were chosen to attend the boot camp. So yeah.
Okay, so I have these cards with me, and they are just random cards. So I'll pick a random cards, and I want her to explain what they mean to me. Since she also has some experience, she does podcasts. So let's learn together. So the first card, let me give you this card.
Okay.
So we'll read what is there.
So this card is actually, it's written originality. So originality, and then the sub theme, or the sub wording is actually standing out from the crowd. So when it comes to podcasting or to content creation, originality is very important for you to be authentic. So you don't have to copy somebody's content, but people have to relate with your content, and you have to do content that you're actually good at doing, or content that you actually be able comfortably to talk about. So being original, being authentic in your content, it's what drove people to watch or to listen to your podcast and all that. So it's actually one of the very important skills, or the very important equipment, if I can actually put it, that when it comes to content creation or to podcasting, this is like the number one. So, yeah.
And I think also people enjoy when they are seeing that this is an original idea from this person. I wouldn't want to watch something that I have seen on someone's channel. Then I could see, this one probably from home, she's going to the shop because she's copying who. But if that's original, our expectation, like every day we are expecting something new, different, and you want to know, okay, today what she's up to, what she's going to post on her channel. So originality, I believe that's a major thing.
That's actually a major thing. And just to add as well, originality also does not have to mean that you must start everything from scratch, like Nara Smith, or I don't know, like you have to start everything from scratch. But then you can get you can get inspiration from somebody or another content creator, but how do you make it creative? How do you make it your own idea without actually replicating what the other person already did? So that's just another point also there.
Okay, so let's move to the next card that I actually want here to tell us about.
Okay.
Let's learn, guys. This is interesting.
Okay, so this card is actually target audience, so your ideal listeners. So when it comes to content creation, so one thing I learned especially today, that they really made like very specific, is that you cannot create content for everyone. You can't create content for everyone. You must create content for specific or your target audience. When you are creating your content, when you are creating your podcast or your videos or your for who are you creating it? Are you creating it for like young people? Even if young people, what type of young people? Those ones students, or like those ones that are fresh out of university? Or like when you are creating content, I'm creating content on how to actually maybe or on how to actually even thrive after university or after graduating for an all that, or I'm actually creating content on environment, or I'm actually creating. So it's those people that are actually interested in that topic that you're actually talking about. So you create content for that specific. That's why it's very important to have how do they call, just I forgot the name, to have an ideal. You can actually create kind of your ideal listener. You give her a name. This is even Anna. She's 23. She's from the north, or she's living in Windhoek. She makes this and this, and she is actually the ideal content. So, and one thing also today is that you might create content, especially us that are also in the visual that create videos and all that. And then you see that it's only 10 people, it's only 100 people that watches your content. But then if you were having a physical room and you had those 100 people that were listening and watching you, like physically having 100 people within that room, those are a lot of people.
Exactly.
Those like are really a lot of people, and those are 100 people that are actually watching your content. So it's better when you have 100 people that are watching, like 100 audience that are loyal to you, than having 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers that don't even watch your content, like any of the videos that you do and all that. So yeah.
Okay, so
I tend to speak a lot, but please.
That's actually sometimes as a content creator who just starting a YouTube channel, we don't know what are your target audience. So you would think maybe you want to you want your content to be watched by everyone, but actually your content can't be watched by everyone. You will have your target audience, and that's just what she explained. Okay, so I want her to talk about
frequency. Okay, so frequency, it's actually how often do you release your content, which is also very important, especially because when you watch TV, especially those ones, I don't know now, those years when you watch Telemundo, when you watch Z World, or when you watch like even on NBC, like what you have maybe that favorite soapy that you love watching, but you know that at 6 o'clock this soapy plays at 6 o'clock, maybe on Wednesday or from Monday to Friday and all that. That's also goes back to your content as well. When do you post your content, and what time do you post your content as well, and how consistent are you as well? Okay, if you are like, okay, I'm really a busy person or something like that, but I think I can actually be able to release a video every week, or maybe even every month. So you just make sure that, okay, every first Monday of the month at 3 p.m., you must expect a video from my channel. You must expect a video from my podcast. So that is like the thing. And you must actually keep, that must be like, you should treat it as your company. They say that you should actually treat it as a TV show, a TV channel, not just anytime you feel like, today I feel like releasing a video, which I still do, which me myself I'm also guilty of, but but when it comes to like my official content, I have to make sure that every Sunday at 9:15 you must expect a video from Hennok TV. So that's like the thing from Africa Speak. every Sunday at 9:15. There's actually like a thing. So that's actually very important, and that's how you also like retain your audience, because people will be like, every Sunday I must expect this is going to be another interesting, or let me go and check on her channel. What is the episode that actually came out today and all that. Not just you release a video today and then 5 months pass and then you release another video. People will forget about your channel.
I'm actually learning also, like I'm learning together with you guys, because for me, I don't have a specific time. I don't have a specific day to post. Any day I feel like posting, I just post. But it's actually making sense. If you watch TV, by this time there's this a favorite movie or soapy that you actually watch, and it's making sense. I know Elizabeth, by 5 o'clock Sunday, she will post a video, then I'll go there and watch the video. So frequency matters, time matters, the day matters. So guys, there's a lot to this. So let's talk about, I'm just trying to
That's a lot, guys. And it's like all important things when it comes to
there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things. Okay, guys, let's talk about topics and angles.
Topics and angles, perspective, information. You can actually, so topics and it's actually something that I think are also like really got serious this year, especially with the Africa Speaks, because for every episode that I actually put out there, I have like within like even a month before I actually conduct the guests that I want on the podcast, I need to figure out what is the topic of that episode. What is like the title that is going to be on the thumbnail, and what are we going to discuss with the guest, even before I get in touch with the guest. That's what I do. So I have like to do research. How are we going to, because one thing about Africa Speaks is that we don't want our content to be like other content. So we can have like a guest on the pod, but we're not going to like to have the same content that he or she did on the other channel or in another television and all that. So we see on what perspective are we going to, like what angle are we actually going to take with this episode. Like when we see, like that's why we have to do research on the thing. What available content are there? If there is no readily available content, I call the guest. Tell me, okay, that if I invite you for this, what are we going to talk about? Or what is that thing that you actually want to shed light on? Or like I can actually like I can actually like even propose that, okay, we have this topic and this is how we want to take the discussion. So, and this is how we are going to do. So I'm going to, one thing, I only provide my questions to my guests if they really are asked to, but I don't like giving my questions. I don't like giving my questions to my content because I love getting the raw answer from them. What do they think about this certain topic? What do they like? What is their take on this and all that? So yeah, it's very important, especially if you are doing like podcasting and all that, or even when you are doing like your vlogs and all that. You must try to figure out like what is the possible title that I'm actually going to do this vlog that I'm going to post today, and what do I think my viewers or my audience are actually going to get from this. So, and how am I going to title my thumbnail and all? If you have that idea, then it will also give you a guidance on what to shoot and how you are going to do your vlog and all that. So, yeah.
So the title actually matters. You can have a very nice video, but if the title is not making sense, or they are not talking to each other, people might not watch.
Exactly.
So the title and the video, if I click on your video, the title that I have seen that bring me to your video is what I must see inside when I click on your video.
Exactly. Not just those click bites and what.
Yes. So let's move to the next card. This is the 5th card. Guys, I will try to push to 10 cards. I think that will be our maximum 10 cards if we have to.
Okay.
Just for more info.
Equipments, gears. So we're talking about the equipments, the gears, the tools, and the software to actually record and edit. So I started my channel with my phone, and even now I do record, especially on my personal channel, I do record most of my content with my phone and all that. But it's really good. You don't have to wait up until you have like cameras and all that. Up until now, I don't own a camera. So I did own, but it was stolen earlier this year. So I do most of my content with my phone, but with Africa Speak, we actually have to hire like a media house that actually do record the content. But then, like especially for podcasting and vlog videos and all that, you don't need complicated equipment. Start with what you have. If you have a phone, start with your phone. Record your videos with the phone. Have the content out there. If you are doing maybe just audio podcasting, start, like phones do have built-in voiceover records and all that. Do that. The softwares that you can actually record. There are free softwares that you can actually use to record your content. We have CapCut, which is also very resourceful actually. With the CapCut, even one thing I love about CapCut is that it also has a teleport um, function, where especially if you want to do like you are doing this sit down content, and you are doing like a specific, maybe you are even teaching on finance and all that, you can kind of like even write a script on that and also read on your phone. Like it's just going, the words are just going up on your phone while you are recording and all that. As long as you are reading it in a creative way, so the person, you are not sounding like you are reading and all that and all that. So CapCut, in short, Canva for creating thumbnails, for even to do your intro videos or your outro videos, and then what we have like professional softwares like Adobe Premiere Pros and all that. If you actually, but they are a little bit complicated, but they are phone, like they actually and not like phone mobile softwares that you can actually use. I don't know what app do you use to edit your videos.
On the phone, I use KineMaster, but on the laptop, I use CapCut.
CapCut.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, those are like actually the softwares that you can actually be able to record. So you just need a phone, guys, to start your thing. And maybe since also like one thing I also learned that the audio is also very important. So it's also be good for you to get even on, or like just a mic that you can even plug in your phone, and like you can like get mics for like 250 and all that, especially from Indian shops and from other equipment, or how do you call it,
Those electronic shops.
electronic shops and all that. And you can just even get a mic or something, and that you can actually be able to do. So yeah, I don't know if I covered
So on this software also, you guys you can have the software, but you need to learn how to use it. You can have the best software, but if you don't know how to use it, so just make sure that if you are starting your YouTube channel and you are not familiar with the software, learn how to use the software, because there are a lot of things that you can actually do on a software, how to cut or crop out the not necessary things, where you can maybe make a voice over when it's needed. And knowing your software is very important.
Yeah, it's actually very important, because you can have the best equipment, but if you don't know how to use it, it will be very useless. And you can be that person who only has a phone, but they release like best videos, best content, but they only have limited equipment. So it's just a matter of you knowing how to use it, especially creatively, and
I agree with you. Okay, our next card, since you were talking about intro, let's talk about intro.
Okay, intro, setting the scene for new and old listeners. So I'm not really, I think I can, with Africa Speaks, especially the one that I host, intro is also like, it's very important. It like, you can decide there are different formats of intros that you can actually do. You can do your own intro, and like for podcasters like us, we're doing visual podcasting on YouTube and all that. But I don't really do intros for my for my episodes. But what I do is that I make sure when editing the video, there's actually like I cut a piece within the podcast itself that will be able to grab the attention of the viewer, for them to like, I actually want to watch this. That can be kind of like a teaser or something like that I can put at the beginning, before they can actually put it at the beginning. That can just pulls the attention of the viewer, just to create that curiosity as well. Why did this person say this? Or why did this person make this reaction? I want to watch the whole episode. And intro is also very, very much important. And it's also like, I think some intros as well, where you just put your the branding of your channel as well, your podcasting and all that. Once you have the intro, and then you just put, and it mustn't be long, a long intro like a 3 minutes or one. I think the maximum is only 1 minute, but I see other podcasts or other YouTubers as well, especially like big content creators or big podcasters like the Diary of the CEO, the School of Greatness, and all that. They can have like a 2-minute intro, and like a person will watch and then continue like watching watch it. It doesn't matter how creative you are without doing that intro, not just like going to be a boring intro like that. But
what you're telling me is that your intro should be very interesting, because if it's too long and it's boring, people will click out. But if it's very interesting, people will still watch.
Yes, the intro, they say the intro is actually the very important part of the video, because the intro tells the viewer if she or he wants to continue watching the video or not. So
guys, have you heard?
Very important.
Okay, so guys, the next card is about sponsorship.
Sponsorship, a word from our sponsors. Guys, sponsorship, especially as small content creators in Namibia and all that. I think like the first time when I started my YouTube channel, I used to be very discouraged. People are not watching my content, and because I love creating content as well around environment, climate change, and all that, and also through in vlogs and all that, but I haven't really been like consistent on the thing. And I think one thing that we also like don't really think sponsorship it's one thing that we also don't really take advantage of, or we don't know how to even do it and all that. So, and I remember when I received my first, I don't know if this was a sponsorship, but it was actually, I don't know if it was last 2023 or 2022. I put out a lot of content around environment, climate change, and I attend events and I give highlights of the events like the green hydrogen and all that. And one day was actually a day I just received an email. Because sometimes you create content and you think it's only 10 people that are watching. But those 10 people are people that are actually interested on your content and people that are seeing the value in your content. So it's just a matter for you. Like then I receive an email, "Hi Elizabeth, we want to have a Zoom call with you if possible, because we saw your content and we love your content." And my content is not like, it wasn't like especially my unofficial channel. It's on the Rise and Impact. It's not like a top quality content. This content that I record with my phone and all that. So we want to have a call with you because we have this project, environmental project on the green hydrogen, but we want young people to actually know about that project. And I'm like, I'm not an expert in green hydrogen, and I don't know anybody in the green. I know people from far, but I never spoke to them. It's just a topic that I love to dive in and to talk about and all that, to learn more about, like no problem, we can actually have a call. And then we had a call and they're like, okay, we'll create environmental content and do research on the green hydrogen and create content around it. And we'll be able to actually give you like a sponsorship or something like that.
That's great.
So like you just have to create content educating people on the green hydrogen and all that. And then the money that they gave me, I'm like, I don't even have to create content. I didn't even have to create content. The content was provided as well, and for me, I just have to do research and make sure that this content is actually very truthful, and also just come up with the captions and all that I have to do on my social media, my YouTube channel, and all that. I'm like, I'm like, why would you pay me this amount of money as if I worked for 8 months? But so sponsorship is also very important. I'm also really something that I'm also trying to make for myself, to kind of educate myself more on it, of how we can actually take advantage or get more sponsorship for our channels. And that's why it's also very important to have targeted niche, because we will know what type of sponsors to actually make. And I think Taimi has a masterclass that is coming up, and this is also one thing that she's also saying she's going to speak about on her thing. So it's good that you actually will attend the masterclass and all that, and you learn about it, because she's also, I think, somebody who is an expert who can actually shed light on more on being a Namibian content creator.
I hope if you're watching this and you are in Namibian, please let's go attend that masterclass. We will learn a lot from that. Okay, so I have 2 last cards. The second last will be
collaboration, producing, working with others. This is very important. I think this is actually a part where we are failing as Namibian content creators. We don't have collaboration with each other, and we are working in isolation. So yeah, we are working in isolation, but it's actually good. I'm actually very excited to be here. So
me too. Like, guys, I only met her online.
Yeah.
Like, I watch her videos.
I met her like we met physically like 2 hours or 3 hours back.
Exactly.
So, for the first time. So collaboration, it's like very important. I think that's actually the key. That's how we can actually pave the content creation journey or way for us as content creators in Namibia, and that's how we will actually be able to grow. Because if you collaborate with another content creator, even, and like I appear on your channel, and your followers will be like, okay, let me go and check out Elizabeth's channel. Or I post even this content, like when maybe we are going to do a teaser. I post that teaser that I did a video with Vapa, and I'm going to share that on my social media. And obviously people will want to go and watch out your channel, to go and watch the video, and that's how we grow as well, and all that. And that's also how we encourage each other. Because if you just be there in isolation creating content, you lose that passion as well, and you lose the the courage just to create and all that. But if you had other people that can like just keep on creating content. I'm actually going to shoot content. We can actually go, we can plan a day to actually, like, you guys are going to Kenya, so that's actually a good, like, that's a big thing for Namibia. So collaboration is very important. I think it's one thing that we have to work on as Namibians,
and you learn one or two things. Okay, so now we are on the last card, which is?
So the last card is actually impact, the change you are actually creating. So I'm that person who is very, I have that passion of making an impact in the community. I have that passion of, being a productive citizen. So that's why, like, when you are creating your content, you make sure, like, when a person watches your content, what does the person get from the content that you are creating, and also the messaging within your content as well. What impact are you creating within? What impact is that episode actually creating that you created? Is the person going to enjoy? Is the person going to get, like, what type of emotion you are kind of emotion? What emotions are they actually going to make? So with as well, especially with the content that I create on Africa Speaks, on Hennok TV, that we create on Africa Speak. So we make sure, because our main objective is to tell African stories, and we want those African stories to be told by Africans themselves.
Exactly.
So we want Africa to be out there. That is the impact that we want. We want to create a platform for Africans where they feel free without being indirected to tell their stories, and for the world to know that there's Africans do exist, and Africans have brains, and Africans are doing incredible things within the African continent, and starting with Namibia and all that. So what impact are you creating? Not only in content creation, in whatever you do, make sure that you're actually creating a positive impact within your society, within your community and all that. So it's very important to see. This is actually, I think, where the purpose also comes in. Because when you are creating content, what is the purpose of your YouTube channel? What is the purpose of your content? Why are you putting out the content out there? So it's very important, so that whenever you feel kind of like discouraged, you feel like, I don't feel like recording, you always go back. Why did I start in the first place? What was my purpose? What impact do I wanted to create? It's always like, and you like remember, and like, I still have to continue. I haven't created the impact that I needed, or I haven't fulfilled my purpose. So it's very, very, very much important.
And just to meet someone and say, I did this because of you, then your videos have impacted someone.
Exactly.
So you should, like, whatever you are creating should have impact. And as we already talked about the target audience, so if you have your target audience, what impact will your video have? So guys, with that, I think we came to the end of our videos. So please just make sure, I want her to mention her 2 channels that she have, so that you guys go there and subscribe.
So I have the Rise and Impact podcast. I will share the link with you. And then I have Africa Speaks as well, but through Hennok TV. Hennok is actually HENNOK. So that's Hennok TV, and then and then Rise and Impact podcast. Rise and Impact Media currently. But yeah, I will share the link with her. Maybe she can put in the description.
Yes, I'll put the links in the description, guys. And with that being said, guys, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thank you.
See you.